Hi there and welcome to our midweek edition of Hoohaa Sports Today, where we will surprise you with details of how much Premier League players earn. And this topic popped up with this ongoing issue of the exorbitant wages players earn that seem to have gotten out of control, whereby calls for a salary cap has also been mooted. And the primary reason that we are looking into this is linked to Spurs' loss at Old Trafford. Not a scoreline that's kind to a squad like Spurs, but given United played exceptionally well, especially by its youngsters. Let's look at some of the reaction from the Spurs fans. On their Facebook page, Brian Murphy observed when being run over in midfield, Harry takes out two central midfielders and brings in one. As we all know, Redknapp is not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to tactics. While I totally agree with Karen Shaw, Lennon was a major letdown and it's time to sort out Modric's move. I think it's time to just cut him loose. But no, Harry now says that Modric might stay after all. In an article in the Metro, Harry is quoted as saying that Modric needs a pay rise to fix the fallout in relation to talks held in the off-season between the player and chairman Daniel Levy. And Harry also suggests that the big man should also give some words of encouragement to Modric. Oh, poor baby. While offering him a new contract. Mind you that Modric just signed a fresh 6-year contract last year. And it's all because of Chelsea's offer to triple the Croatians' weekly wages. And rightfully so. Whose head wouldn't turn at £150,000 a week? I believe this saga has crept not only into the dressing room but also the entire organisation. But should there be a limit to how much a player can earn? Is it determined to how deep the investors' pockets are? And what when it all runs out? Or worse, runs away? No disrespect intended, but some of the smaller clubs in the Premier League have created a pact to cap salaries. Initiated by Wigan chairman Dave Whelan, the Latics, along with Bolton, Blackburn and Wolves, got together and agreed that they should not pay any more than two players above £20,000 a week. This proposal was also featured in a BBC documentary in May. Well, the well-off players will say, there goes the neighbourhood. While Bolton have yielded the chopping block, slashing salaries by £500,000. This was revealed after a secret sale document was leaked. The cost-cutting measure also included the offloading of a few players like El Hadjouf and Keith Andrews. But the leak revealed how complicated a player's contract can be. And his contract states that Andrews is on £20,000 a week, with an additional £2,000 for every match he plays, and a guaranteed pay rise after every 5 matches. Plus, he's also entitled to £26,667 at the end of every season as a bonus. And to further add confusion, if he is sold, his former club, MK Dons, will get 10% should the sale price be above £1 million. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. But the salary difference is not only present between the big boys and the smaller clubs. It also happens within each club as well. We did some snooping and found what players earn in the Premier League. With details from footballtransfertavern.com in an article published in February this year, at Chelsea, Frank Lampard takes home the biggest paycheck at £213,217 a week, while Fernando Torres takes home £210,000, even if he doesn't score a goal. But one player who performs better than the both of them, in my opinion, Michael Essien, goes home with a third of what Lampard and Torres earns. Every right to be surprised, son. Over at Liverpool, sadly, £190,000 doesn't buy Steven Gerrard any decency, while the new boy, Luis Suarez, looks like he could kill someone knowing that he only earns £70,000 a week. What about Moneybags Manchester City? They are not too shy to share the wealth. But do you think finding out about Nigel de Jong and Yaya Torre's salaries is why Tevez wants to leave? Think about it. His tantrums on leaving City started somewhere around the same time these two arrived at the club. But the biggest earner in the Premier League goes to Wayne Rooney. After that stunt he pulled last season, the boy takes home £263,000 a week. Insane, right? But he's not the highest earner in Europe. In Barcelona, Lionel Messi earns £250,000 a week. Imagine 2 games a week and he earns £1,389 a minute on the field. While £280,000 a week can't even get Carlos Puyol a stylist. But sadly for Andres Iniesta, he settles for £85,000 and drives a Punto. But the highest earner in European football is Cristiano Ronaldo at a whopping £451,251 a week. Oh, where did we all go wrong in life? So, should there be a salary cap? I think it will only happen when one of these long-standing clubs suffer an investor exit, player mutiny, or, God forbid, a scenario like seeing Argentina's legendary River Plate get relegated. Something to think about. So save us from all this madness and get rid of Luka Modric now. Tomorrow we will look into the championship and find out how the thrifty boys are getting along. Until then, I'm Patrick for the team saying thanks for logging on, and it's bye for now.